Jailer Rock percent off collector, and we're here with another action figure unboxing and review. Thanks for hanging out and geeking out with me as we're going to be opening up this G.I. Joe classified series, Snake Eyes and Timber. And if you can see right here, I got this from Ross. And Ross has been having those super sales, and as the percent off collector, you know what I say, no discount, no deal. So for $11.99, this was great because I mean, you see the comparative value, and I've seen the prices jump even higher than that depending on some locations. So we're going to be opening this up and also going to be taking a look of it compared with another Snake Eyes that I got in that line. So just first off, just the box is really cool. Obviously, this is kind of like, I would say, the counterpart to Crocmaster and the Croc there. That was actually, that character, I do have him, but that was not a character that I was familiar with. But obviously, Snake Eyes, definitely so. So that's really cool, that box art. And then in the back, you see what everything comes with, which is really cool because not only do you get, you know, his weapons, you know, including a sword, but then the different faces on the wolf. And I just like it. Like, I recently saw Mutt and Junkyard, and I just think that, you know, once you get a team of different characters that have pets, that's just a cool overall you know, little thing that you can build up with your collection. So without further ado, let's get this thing open. Oh, this has like two different compartments here. That's cool. Look at that. You have like this little box. What does that say? Snake Eyes and Timber. And then you have, oh, okay, so that makes sense. So I guess this is all the accessories, and then this is him. So you can see here basically what it comes with in general as far as, you know, with the packaging. So we're gonna free this guy from that in just a second. I gotta get my scissors out here. And then we have the accessories too. Actually, you know what? Let's look at the accessories first real quick, and then we'll free the guys here. So we have this, let me scroll down so you can see. So we have this box here that comes with the accessories. Let's open that up. I like it. I don't know why. Like this butcher paper look-alike thing is always interesting to me. Let's get really low, so then we dump it out. You can see it. Just seeing what else is inside, because I've made the mistake once where I thought I got everything and I was wrong. All right, so it looks, I'm guessing there's stuff in here. So let's see. Yeah, all right, so this is interesting how they put the weapons in this little separate area. That's cool. I really like the classified weapons. I really enjoyed it. And I even have like a little section just those because they're just so much better than a lot of the other weapons that I have. I mean, there's definitely some lines out there that come with good weapons, but I've been happy with all the G.I. Joe weapons that I've gotten. Alright, so we can get rid of that paper. You can already see part of what this comes with. And then I'm assuming this is the extra head and like the clothing. Oh, and there's some more. That's interesting that there's some extra stuff in here, including weapons, but some of these they decided to put separately, so that's interesting. Alright, so you can see this is basically all the stuff that comes with it. Let me spread it out so you can see it a little bit. So you see that there's extra hands, there's guns, all that. So we go through each one. So we have the sword hilt. Oh, my camera going crazy again. Let's do this so you can really see. So you got the sword hilt. I really like the design on that. I mean, look at that. It looks cool. It looks just like the kind of like leather that you would see on something like that. So that's really sweet. And then you have his sword. And that's cool. I always like having extra swords because, you know, when, let me get a little extra close. Because it's just like the design, and especially like, I don't have Storm Shadow yet. I plan to get him soon. So having extra swords is really nice. Then you have the crossbow here. That's really cool. I love the fact that it's a crossbow with a scope. That is sweet. As I said, I really enjoy the G.I. Joe weapons so far. Oh, so let's just show you with it together. Did I do it wrong? So you got the hilt here with the sword, so that's cool. Okay, and then we have another weapon here. It's really cool. I think this is the one that you can use the silencer on here. So, oh wait, no, this is big. So it's not for this one, it's for the other one. All right, so this is just this one here. I love scope weapons. I always play with scope weapons. Oh yes, and of course you can take out the clip. And I like even when you take out the clip, you see it has like a little design there, so that's really cool. Oh, I think I have it reversed. Yeah, so that looks nice. All right, and then I think this is the one. This weapon is just sweet. I mean, look at that. And I mean, again, you got the clip back here that you can take out. And then this is the one. Oh wait, am I wrong again? Oh yeah, I still am. So which one does this go to? Is it on like one of these? Oh, okay. All right. So I guess not. I thought, for some reason I thought that this is goes with the silencer, but no. But still, this is sweet. All right, so this is kind of like the iconic Uzi. I mean, any Snake Eyes fan is used to seeing him with the iconic Uzi, and I think that's what it was. Yeah. So that's sweet because you're able to see the silencer on the Uzi, so when he's doing stealth moves. So it's like this plus the sword, and then you have the knife. I like that all black knife. And then so you can also do the silencer with the gun. So, oops, I'm trying to look through the camera sometimes, and it feels a little bit off with it, but it does fit. But it feels a little bit different than on the other. And then you have the hands. So you can see here, you can move the hands from there. So this is kind of more like maybe an attack, you know, like doing martial art move hand. And then we have another ninja star hand. So that's cool, you know, built in, where I could imagine like coming with ninja stars. I'm sure some people probably would have liked having that, but that would have been much harder to deal with. So I guess putting it together is kind of cool. He's just set. Then you have this little piece that goes with it. Doesn't Stalker have one just like this too? I think so. And then you have the additional angry wolf face, which is really sweet. And you can see how you put it in and all that. I mean, look at that. That's really, really nice. Like even close up, yeah, you can see a little faults there. But like even the scars, like that scar across him, looks really sweet. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit and get the figures out. So I don't mind the change in the little ties here to, I guess it's like a cardboard type thing, I guess. All right, so we got one, and then we got timber here. There we go, free. I mean, they put it really close. That's why I like to use like these type of scissors, where it's like less likely that if I mess up, it harms the figure itself. All right, so we'll start with Timber, just because I like wolves. So what's really cool about this figure, just first of all, is like it just like I said, when I saw how the face looked, I was like, okay, this is gonna look really sweet. And I haven't really saw any other reviews yet on this, just because I knew I was gonna get it. So I was just like, all right, I'll just see my first impressions. And I just like all the articulation. I mean, look at this. I mean, they could have easily went with like a very basic wolf. They could have still put the detail in it, but then not as much articulation. Just make sure that he can stand. But the cool thing with this is that the fact that you look at it, you can turn at the hip, you can move the joints and at the paw area and here, and you can move the tail to make the tail up. So I mean, it allows you to be able to do different actions with it. So it's like you can have him sit and look more casual with his face, but then let's do head pops off really easy. Oops. This could be just me, but it feels weird putting the head back on because it's going right here. Maybe it's just extra stiff at first. I know some people do the water and all that, but yeah, that's the only thing. Like, this feels really stiff to put that in, but I don't really have a problem with that, just because I rather have it be a little strong at first and then I get the hang of it. But man, let me know in the comments if someone else has had like a trouble with this putting it in, like because that, like, man, I'm like putting pressure on it and it still isn't going on. Let me see if I go back to the old head. Yeah, when I go back to the old head, look at that, it popped on. So I'm gonna check that out and just make sure with a little bit of movie magic. All right, so I was able to get the head on, and it's I think what in the end what it is that just since it's just new, I really had to push it down. Like, I was just being, I guess I didn't have enough power. I didn't give enough power to it. So just going back to articulation, I mean, look at that. You can move the body around here. Look at that. Like, you can turn it. Look at that. So there's a lot here. And then it's not like a super movement on the neck around the mane, but you can move that as well. So as I said, with that, you're able to get a lot of poses, like, attacking pose, switch out the head, have maybe a more casual sitting down pose, playing around pose, laying down, things like that. So I really have to say that I'm really pleased with the articulation on this. It looks really, really sweet. All right, so Snake Eyes himself, really classic design, loving it. I mean, I have so many classified. It was really one of the first things that I was collecting along with mini arcades. So I'm used to articulation, but we'll go quickly through it. You have the joint, the ball joint in the feet, so you can move that around. You can do a lot of movements with the feet. And then you can also turn a little, oh no, you can turn more, it's just stiff. You could turn like right at the shin. And then you have the double jointed. And that's basically how it makes sense for a ninja, right? And then you also have the turn at the thigh. And then you have waist turn. And you have the ab crunch, the roll. Look at that. I mean, this is more than some of your average ab crunch. So this is like, you really can get into posing. And then of course the hands, you can move them around. You might need a little water to get them soft, but you're able, of course, also able to switch them out. You can turn at the wrist. You got the elbows here, where you can really move that around and get the pose. And then you got the shoulder, which goes around and also out. You can turn it at the bicep. You can rotate at the shoulder. And then the head itself, a lot of movement, good range as far as looking up and as well as looking down and then turning around. And just the design is like sweet. Like, I mean, I just love how the looks are on his his grenades. Here you see the back, his belt also. I love these little touches, like even his armband here with the little pocket. Like all these you can move around, position, play with the look. And then of course he has the section here for his sidearm, and then also for his knife. So let's look at it with look at him with some of his weapons. All right, so here he is in one of his poses, and what's really cool is here on the back, you saw that when I was showing you this, that it had a longer peg, and that's because it actually goes through the, I guess, bandolier, is that what you would call that, on his back, and then plugs into his back itself. So that's really cool, and I love the way how it looks on his back. So I kept the trigger hands on both so you can see. You can also see where the weapon is able to fit nicely into his holster and it sticks out at the bottom. That's really cool. And then you see his knife down here as well. And then I also put on his little shroud, I guess you would call that. So I'm saying that looks really sweet. All together, just so you can get an idea so how it looks. So you see, so back here it's actually two separate holes. So you line it up and you're able to do that. And I also see that you have like a little hole down here. I don't know if that's something else that you can do with the figure, what else you can put there, but we'll have to check that out and see. But altogether, he's looking really sweet. So let's do some final thoughts. Actually, before that, I want to show you a comparison between these two Snake Eyes. So this one is from the Snake Eyes the movie line, and this thing went on clearance super fast, and you can kind of see why. It's just the difference between the other Snake Eyes is pretty jarring. I mean, it's not terrible. It has, you know, pretty good articulation and stuff like that. No double joints or anything like that. The swivel's kind of weird. Like it's like kind of has like an action swivel, I guess. I don't know if that's a gimmick or what. This is the first one I got just because it was cheap, and I was like, oh, okay. But when you compare it to this, it's night and day. It's just it just is. And you know, it's funny because I think when I bought this, I bought it for $8.99 or something, and the fact that I end up getting this from Ross for $11.99 is just awesome. But yeah, this is leaps and bounds better than this one. But I just want to at least show you guys how that looks. All right, so now let's do final thoughts. All right, so I'm really pleased with this. I just love the way it looks, especially with Timber. As I said, the articulation on him is great. I am not great at posing. I'm still learning, but just being able to see what you can do with Timber is just great, because I think that him being an attack wolf, it's just cool the different actions that you can make with him. And Snake Eyes, of course, is just sweet. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but I was able to put on the little ninja star hands, and I really think that it just adds, especially if you're going for non range weapons. I guess Shuriken would be a range weapon, a ninja star, but if you're doing non-guns, it's just cool. And then I also switched and I put on the like palm hand, and I think it kind of works, because I mean, it could be like an attack, like in a chop, or it could be like he's just about to grab his sword from his hilt. So I gotta say, overall, I just think it's good, just from top to bottom. And like I said, just the way Timber looks is just sweet. So this would be one that I would have bought even kind of at regular price. I mean, I was waiting for like a little discount, just because that's just what I do. But I didn't think I'd actually find it for $11.99. So if there's, like I said, if you have a Ross in your area, go check it out. When I went, there were 2 left. So, you know, I'm a fan of Secret Galaxy Dan Larson, so I left one for another collector. Hopefully it was an actual collector that got it, because this is a really cool figure. And if you're a G.I. Joe fan, Snake Eyes fan, Classified fan, you have to add this to your collection, especially for that price point. But thanks so much for geeking out with me for another action figure unboxing. If you like this kind of videos that I do, my style, please consider giving me a like and a sub, because I have videos coming out 2-3 times a week. Basically action figures, what's in the box, which is loose figures, and it can be really anything can come from the box, and then Transformers on Friday. But thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, remember my motto: no discount, no deal. Ross is still coming in, even in 2024.